Hello, I'm Jody Wolf, and you're watching Expoz. It's November 4, 2019, and it's 1:23 a.m. in Birmingham. And the topic is Trump's decision to kind of boots off of the ground in the Syrian northwest sort of gave everyone, the enemies of Israel, a booster shot, and they're happy with that. They love it. Of course, you have the left here complaining, but yet you still have the left here complaining because we're there. So whether we're there or not, the left's complaining about that. So they're not even, as far as I'm concerned, they don't even have a dog in his hunt. You know, they're nothing. Forget them. But what I'm looking at is the biblical aspect of prophecy being fulfilled by that move that Trump made just in the last 3 days. And Netanyahu said, and he recognized what Trump was doing is biblical. Trump came in and recognized Jerusalem as the state capital and moved the embassy there to seal the deal. And the dates that he made these moves and signed on these, they're to the exact dates that needed to occur to call it fulfilling biblical prophecy. And it happened down to the hour. So when Trump said boots off the ground, everyone else around them love it. So they're starting to go in and punch at Israel a little bit. Israel shot down on the 2nd 7 rockets that was fired at them. You have one on the day after that shot over. I take that back. On the 3rd, shot into and hit a home in Israel. Well, let me tell you what happened. IDF, the Israeli Defense Forces, strikes over 100 Gaza terrorist targets in the Gaza Strip. The places where they know, look, their intelligence is great. And their intelligence may be just exactly what God is telling them. But back to the point of where we are leaving, we're not leaving the area, but God makes it clear in the Ezekiel 38 war that no one came to the aid of his people. Today, I'm listening to a gentleman talk, and again, I was kind of upbeat on it because I've said the same thing many times over the years, that we go by a 365-day calendar. Sanhedrin calendar is 360 days. Excuse me. And with that, I lost my voice. With that, the time period that puts it right exactly where the time needs to be for the crap to hit the fan. It puts it right on target. Instead of waiting another to May 2021, you got to take out a bunch of 5-day years and And all of a sudden, we're standing at anywhere between now and December for the fall. And this is when a lot of people said they believe that the church will be called home in that part of the year. I said the same thing before, but it could be continued on into May of 2021. Any way you put it, we are very close to perhaps a rapture of the church. And the boldness of the countries around Israel dictates that they believe that we're no longer there protecting Israel. And again, biblical, we're not there. So this may be a plan that God had all along, but it's time to move on, because I'm going to put the hook in the jaw of somebody, and I'm going to get their butt in there. Look, it has to happen. It has to end. And the millennium will start and will fulfill the seventh 1,000 years of time on our planet before the new heavens and the new earth comes. And God is precise on his dates and on the time period of things to come. So the longer Trump stays there and defends Israel, then that kind of messes up the calendar a little bit. And I think Trump did what God wanted him to do as far as recognizing Jerusalem as the capital city of Israel, among other things. And you still have Trump's son-in-law. He's still there, Kushner. And he's moved to a second treaty. The first didn't pan out, didn't work out. Moved to the second one. That's where they are right now. But Netanyahu did tell the blue and white party, look, you guys need to get on board with me, because it's going to take all of us to be ready to fight this battle that's about to come upon us. In the Sanhedrin, they're watching like hawks, but at the same time, they're continuing the live sacrifices. Mock, Temple Mount. So that's where I believe that we are today, that God is going to move us out. And the reason we won't be there in protecting Israel is because, again, let's go back quickly. When the liberal left, Democrat left, race came because we're moving, and the raising came because we're still there and hadn't moved quick enough. They're crazy. So when we do move, church will be taken out. And then the Democrats, the liberal, they'll not back up Israel. They will not be there. They won't be there. But they will sit back and watch everyone and everything that comes against the Jews will be dealt with by God. He'll be their permanent protector. And once the Ezekiel 38 war happens, no one will go in against the Jews until midway in the tribulation, when those in Judea needs to flee rapidly. Temple's been desecrated. They're going to come after you to kill you. Get out of Dodge And this is kind of what we are waiting on today. But again, that can't start in the church until the church has left. When the church leaves, I'd like to be a fly on the wall. I really would. But we won't know anything about what's going on. Guys, it's here. Trump fulfilled what God wanted him to fulfill. I believe this. I believe that although there's a rapture window, when Kim Clements and Mark Taylor saw in a vision and even were spoken to that Trump would have 2 terms, he didn't say he'd fulfill 2 full terms. He said he'd have 2 terms. That means if he's sworn in January 20th, 2021, that's the 2nd term fulfilled. And I think at that point, if we're not already gone, we will be at that time. Just be ready and pray 2 Chronicles 7:14. It's very important for you, for your home, for your street, your neighbor, your county, and your state. If my people are called by my name, shall humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then I'll hear from heaven. I'll forgive their sin and I will heal their land. That is a prayer that would benefit you and your house while you're praying for the Jews in their house. Jody Wolf Expoz.